Yeah, the Rams were my team growing up. That's who I grew up watching. The greatest show on turf, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Kurt Warner, and it's kind of sad seeing them leave the home state.
You know that running backs have been devalued in the draft by the NFL in recent years. What do you think about that? How important is it for you to get worked out there?
I think the guys last year that were first round picks like Todd Gurley, they set the standard for the younger generation coming up, and I think we're gonna bring it back.
Who's going to run the fastest 40 of the Ohio State guys here? Can you beat them all?
That's a tough one. I don't know who's gonna run the fastest 40. I'd have to say I'd probably have to go with Braxton.
Do you feel like sets you apart and makes you the best back?
I think the thing that sets me apart is my versatility. I'm a guy that he can play three downs. You don't have to take me off the field. I value blocking more than anything. I obviously love to run the ball. I think I have great hands off the backfield.
Who's a running back that, you just mentioned Marshall Faulk, so it might be him, but who's a running back that you looked up to growing up and that you would like to emulate in the league?
Marshall Faulk was my guy growing up, and that's who I always emulated my game after. And he's been a mentor to me. We have the same age, and he's been a big help to me in this process.
What has he helped you with?
Just kind of staying on pace. He helped me get on the board and get ready for these interviews.
Taylor talked about your blocking. Just, when did you first kind of take that on with enthusiasm, and how did you develop that as a part of your game?
When I first started playing football, I actually was a fullback, so that was my first job. My first job was to block, but when I first got to Ohio State, I realized that I wasn't going to be the biggest or fastest guy. I was only 17 playing with a bunch of 22, 21-year-old guys, so I was trying to find something that would set me apart, and that thing I realized was just effort. Not everyone's willing to go out there and play with a lot of effort, and blocking is another thing that running backs aren't really willing to do, and so that's a part of my game I really made it important to me to become very good at.
From a blocking standpoint, can you kind of walk us through your progression, not only through your college time, but recognizing the blitz pickup stuff, not just the effort part of it, but the being able to see it?
That definitely was probably my biggest challenge going into college, is kind of learning the blitz pickup. In high school, all you do is slide protections, but once you get to college, you got these different man protections. When you have to read the safeties when you're going to get pressure and stuff. So, that was tough, but I think after freshman year, getting all those reps, I think I mastered it pretty good by my sophomore season.
Ezekiel, wait a minute now. Who put you at fullback? Why did you play fullback, and why did your coach decide you were fullback?
Well, I was 7, and when you're 7, you run a wishbone. So fullback is a fullback, but he's not really a true eye fullback. But I was one of the bigger guys that could run, so he played me at fullback. That was just my first year of football. After that, I got moved to halfback.
Zeke, there haven't been a lot of first-round running backs, obviously a couple last year, but why do you think you're worthy of something like that?
I think I'm a guy that's going to come in and work hard from day one, and I think I'm a guy that brings a lot of versatility to the position. I'm a guy that can play on all 3 downs, and I think I excel in all areas of the game.
The competition between you and Derrick Henry for the first spot for running backs? You and Derrick Henry for the first running back decade?
What's the question?
Do you think you guys are the top 2 guys?
I'm not sure. I really haven't studied any other running backs.
Have you guys got to know him at all this week since you guys played each other?
Huh?
Did you get to know Derrick at all this week?
Yeah, I did.
How do you stand Drayton?
Stan Drayton, that's my guy. He was hard on me since I got on campus, and he's really the biggest reason I think why I'm here today, why I'm the back I am today. He made sure when I learned this position that I learned it thoroughly. I learned not just what I do, but what the guys around me do, and that made me understand the game so much better. He taught me how to anticipate instead of playing just off of reaction, off of instinct, and that just made me play faster and made me to a great player.
What can you do for the guys in Chicago now? And I know you mentioned that you'd like to play.
If I went to Chicago and played for Stan Drayton, I just know that he'd be a guy that would stay on my case. I know that he would never let me get content. He'd always push me, and that's what he was for me at Ohio State. And it'd be nice to reunite with him.
Zeke, do you plan to run the 40?
I am going to run the 40.
Do you have a targeted, you're an old track guy, do you have a targeted time, something you want to achieve here?
4.4, 4.5 area.
Have you looked into the NFL's crop top policy?
I don't think NFL's open to crop top, so.
So you basically
lot of you and the rest of the team at Ohio State University. You guys face a lot of adversity, but still you went through it wrong. You won a national title. Do you think this prepared you a little bit for the massive scrutiny that shows up in the NFL?
I think it did. I think it's proof to our training from Ohio State, and I think that, you know, when you go to a place like Ohio State with all that competition, it prepares you for the next level.
Playing for Gus Frerotte at John Burroughs in St. Louis, how did that help you make you a better player?
You know, Coach Frerotte, he was a great coach for me in high school, and that's kind of in high school is where I kind of developed my pass catching skills. You know, he was a brilliant mastermind as an offensive coordinator and head coach, and he used me in a lot of ways to get me in an open space and get the ball. And so, in high school is where I kind of developed my receiving skills. You know, he used me a lot in the slot. He used me a lot as a wideout receiver.
What do you think about these experts that say you don't need to take a running back in the first round, that you can find a running back in?
You know, I just kind of focus on what I can control. That's something I don't really focus on. I just focus on what I can control. All I can control is how I go out tomorrow and compete.
What will you tell teams if they ask you about your comments from the Michigan State?
I told them that I've grown up a lot since then, and that was a great learning moment for me. You know, I was emotional, but you know, I think what teams want is a competitor, and that's what I am, and that's where it all came from. So.
How much would you like or really prefer to be in a situation like Cousin really was?
Yeah.
How much would you really prefer to be in a situation like Cousin really was, where even the guy his first year, as opposed to kind of similar, you have a preference?
Honestly, once again, that's something I can't really control. All I'm gonna do is go out tomorrow, compete, and give teams a reason to pick me.
If the team asked you to drop your favorite run play, what would it be?
My favorite run play probably from last year would be just an A-gap power.
And what does that say about your running style? A lot of people with the same guy in some respects.
I think it shows my physicality and how much I like to get in between tackles and pound the ball.
Last question.
You think you can still hurdle guys in the NFL?
You know, we'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you.